Good evening, everyone having a good time? Yeah. Good. It's all going to go downhill from here. I used to be an investment banker. In my day, you were proud to say you're an investment banker. Today, you would rather stand in a comedy club and say you vote Conservative. The city, of course, is hated by many of you, and I was paid to keep it that way. When I left the city, I became an entrepreneur, and that is, of course, city speak for fail to get a job doing anything else. And of course, today I stand before you as a stand-up comic, which, of course, is the rest of the world speak for can't get a job doing anything else. I actually had dinner, funny enough, the other night with a friend of mine from America. She's an old city friend. She told me she just sponsored a child from a third world country. Turns out after Brexit, the poor kid was from Mile End. Fat people, eh? You don't see many fat people doing selfies, do you? And I've always had a problem with my weight, I have to say, in all my kind of adult life. And it's hard, it's not easy when you have a weight problem. You slim people, you have this thing where you have these great role models. If you're a man, maybe you've got Brad Pitt. If you're a woman, you've got maybe, Beyonce. But if you're a fat man and you're looking for a role model, who do you sort of pick? James Corden? Boris Johnson? Dumbo the elephant? I think it started when I was quite young, actually. My mum, she always used to bring these huge plates of food on, and I'd eat all I could, but she'd turn around to me, and when I still had some left on the plate, she'd say to me, finish it up, eat it up, she said, because think of the starving kids in Africa. I think there's some fucked up logic in that, I think, right? I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, there's almost, in her mind, some sort of, these starving kids in Africa, and we can compensate in some way by having a fat kid in London. There's this thing about blaming your parents for everything, and I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's right. It's not as though you came with an operating manual, is it? In fact, the only parenting book my parents ever read was The Joy of Sex. Even if you did come with an operating manual, it's not as though your father would ever read it. But he'd probably read The Joy of Sex. Now, at 18, I wasn't too heavy. I was still reasonably slim, and I was a good-looking young man. I was fancied by all the local gays. But it wasn't just the men who found me hot at 18. I remember coming out of a nightclub one night, and this old woman came up to me, and she said, "Excuse me, can I take you home tonight?" I was ecstatic. I was about to lose my virginity. Turned out she was a taxi driver. And then the 20s and the 30s came on, and the weight kept coming on, and now I'm in my early 50s, and I've got 30 pounds to lose, and it's hard, it's so hard. Which is ironic, because in my city days I found it easy to lose 30 million pounds. I went to the doctor the other day. I asked for some advice, and he said, "Freddie, you've got a problem with comfort eating." I think he wants me to stop eating salads on the sofa. I've tried the diets, and I struggle with the diets sometimes, and I think I need to improve my willpower. So I went to Waterstones recently, and went up to the shop assistant and said, "Can you show me where the self-help section is?" She stopped, she looked me in the eye, and she said, "But if I tell you, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose?" I asked her if there was any books on sex and the older man. She showed me to a section called Ancient History. And a friend of mine said I should get a book called Get the Body You Deserve. And so I went hunting, and I found it, and I skim-read it, and I came to a realization. I've got the body I deserve. I want the body I don't deserve. I thought maybe I'd do some exercise, see if that helped me lose some weight. So I thought I'd try that Bikram yoga. Anyone tried Bikram yoga? Yeah. Couple of people, yeah. That's why you do like yoga in a sauna. I read the instructions and it said, drink plenty before you arrive. So I turned up pissed. I went to, at the beginning of this year, I thought maybe I'd give up alcohol. So I didn't drink for the first 3 months of this year. And, and I lost a stone, and it helped. It did help. Trouble is, I need to lose the whole boulder. But after Easter, I found I had to take up the drinking again. I mean, who the hell can stand sober sex? A friend of mine said to me, "Listen, you need to really take on board this overweight thing. You need to deal with it. I recommend you do something called acceptance therapy." Turns out the only thing I can accept is another slice of cake. You've been a great audience. Thank you very much.